$17.57 has been calculated as the living wage for Niagara residents. The Niagara Poverty Reduction Network is hard at work to raise awareness on the topic and to get employers to sign a living wage pledge.
Well, I think our position, certainly at the Poverty Reduction Network, has always been, people deserve to live a reasonable life, that they shouldn't have to depend on food banks, having to go and work 2 or 3 jobs, the precarious employment that's out here where you really do struggle to make ends meet, is critical. And I think that as any employer, we should always be saying, how do we support the citizens of our region and the people that work for us? Do we really want to have a model of support and service that forces people to live in poverty?
Recently, Penn Financial became the largest employer to date to sign the pledge.
Was it difficult to get approval from the board?
No. The board, what I'm very pleased to say is we have strong alignment, and it's important. We've just gone through a strategic planning phase, and we've redeveloped our strategic plan for the next 5 years. The board actually was very supportive. It also helped, I believe, articulate our difference with them. And so we had alignment with senior staff from the board to myself to the senior staff, and then more importantly, all the way through all our employees. So it's important for the board to be on side. They were, in fact, they applauded, and really no discussion to the contrary, but we have alignment through the whole company, which is very important. Yes.
What do you see at this point has been the impact of this on your employees?
Again, I think everyone's proud to work at the credit union, but at times how that manifests itself is a challenge for someone. Is it, I go out to a community event and flip hot dogs, which there's always a need for that type of thing, but this goes deeper. This is the credit union itself, what we believe in, how we're going to go about it. It's also going to give a forum and a different avenue for employees that do want to become more engaged in community groups. And so it's been well received by the employees. I think what's important, we launched it in St. Catharines. It went wonderfully with the mayor's Compassionate City, but we had the regional chair here, and he's an advocate of ours, but also to emphasize this is going to be rolled out in Niagara Falls, Fort Erie, all the communities in Niagara where we operate. So I can say it's been well embraced by our employees.
Currently, there are 7 workplaces that have signed the Living Wage Pledge. One of them is the Niagara Centre for Independent Living. What statement are you trying to make by signing on for a living wage?
I think if we can do it as a small nonprofit, with tenuous funding year to year and cutbacks, other people should think about doing it as well.
What are your thoughts, Maureen, on how to move this forward in Niagara?
I think more publicity around it, just making people aware of it. I think champions like Penn Financial are going to move this onto people's agenda. And for people to know that it's really quite simple, at least to make a commitment to moving in that direction.
Well, we're trying to reach out to employers through a working group of our Poverty Reduction Network. We've created a business advisory work group, and we're starting to reach out to more and more businesses, organizations within the region, really asking them, can you take that extra step? We're not really trying to force people to say you have to pay living wage, but can you at least consider how do you improve your wages? How can you take steps towards that? And I think that it's important for people to have that mindset of how can I improve the life of the people that I'm paying and that are working for me. So we're really trying to instill that by having that discussion with different employers and by having some input into media as well, saying it's here, it's working, and actually it is helping members of our community.
If you want to become a living wage employer, visit wipeoutpoverty.ca. In St. Catharines, for The Source, I'm Brenda Schultz.